My name is Jacob Van Sickle. I'm Executive Director at Bike Cleveland, and today we're gathered with Families for Safe Streets, street safety organizations, elected leaders, and dignitaries from across the world to mark World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. Together, we remember, support, and act to honor those who have been injured or killed on our public roadways. Together, we all must demand action.
Every year, 40,000 Americans lose their lives in roadway traffic crashes. Millions more are injured or suffer life-altering injuries in those crashes. To date, in 2020, 59 Clevelanders have lost their lives on Cleveland roadways. We've created this shoe memorial in dedication to all 59 Clevelanders who have lost their lives in 2020 alone. These members of our community are mothers, fathers, friends, co-workers, neighbors, and we stand with the victims of traffic crashes to curb this deadly trend in the city.
So Cleveland City Council is committed to working with the Mayor's administration and the community on Vision Zero here in the city of Cleveland. In addition to that, we're looking at policy changes around our complete and green streets to ensure that we're prioritizing vulnerable road users here in the city of Cleveland. As we move into the future, it is critically important to us that we are getting ahead of the curve on road safety for all users, as well as prioritizing the many benefits that we know that prioritizing vulnerable road users bring to our community. So, of course, most importantly, that is safety, but we know that that also helps with equity, that helps with access to jobs, access to a healthier and a greener community, and it also supports economic development here in the city of Cleveland. So while today we are remembering those lost on our streets here in Cleveland, we also see it as a call to action, which is why we are aggressively pursuing Vision Zero in complete and green streets here in the city of Cleveland.
You know, I think it's wonderful that we're here coming together to do the World Day of Remembrance. Too often, sometimes in government, we get caught up with the work that we're doing and we really don't think about the people who have been affected to a serious fatality or lost their life as a result of a crash. Behind me, you see these shoes, and the reason I started the Vision Zero Task Force in the city of Cleveland is hopefully one day we won't see shoes behind us with City Hall in the backdrop. In January of 2018, the city formalized our Vision Zero Task Force, which is an effort that's working to create safer mobility throughout our city. But it's not only about our city. We pulled in other government partners. We pulled in the county, the metro parks, the Ohio Department of Transportation, the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, a number of nonprofit organizations that are working together with the city so we can make sure that we have safer mobility throughout our city streets.
Randy left the home on June 6th to take his normal evening 15-mile ride and never returned. He was a really kind and loving individual. He had a huge number of friends, and it's through those friends that we have been held up. All of our friends and family have really been very supportive of us and very helpful through this process. Randy was a lot of fun. He had a great sense of humor. He was a community activist. He was very involved in our community. He was on Planning Commission for over 25 years as a volunteer and was on several other commissions and committees within the city. He taught our kids to take accountability for their actions, to live, honestly, and he led by example, and I think that's probably the greatest gift that he could have given to all of us. I'd like to thank Bike Cleveland especially because they've been extremely supportive through this whole ordeal that we've gone through, and along with all of the friends and family that we've had that have held us up in this painful journey of ours. But we will survive and we will continue to be good citizens of this world in which we live. Thanks.
I'm honored to be here today on World Remembrance Day, and I think it's very important, if you listen to the testimony of Patty and others, to realize that these aren't numbers, these are empty seats at tables. These are people's loved ones, and it is preventable. If we all continue down the pathway that Vision Zero is forging, we can get to a point where we will not have shoes on this hill anymore. We can come up with road designs that are safer for people and safer for pedestrians and safer for bicyclists. I just think this is going to take a lot of commitment. We are committed to it. Vision Zero is committed to it. Bike Cleveland's committed to it. And if we all come together, we can forge a long-range plan that is going to design our infrastructure, our roadway infrastructure, our bike paths better so that we can avoid tragedies like this behind me.
You know, traffic violence isn't some epidemic we don't know the answer for. We know what causes crashes and we know how to prevent them. It isn't hard and it isn't expensive, but it does require collective action and collective will. That's why we need to mobilize now to prevent needless death and traffic violence on our roadways and in our community.
Joining with Cleveland City Council, we have sponsored our action plan. This action plan is designed to create concrete steps and timelines for investments and initiatives designed to specifically help eradicate crashes and serious injuries here in the city of Cleveland. In my role, I help assemble and monitor the capital programs. And as part of our effort in the Vision Zero project is to also help promote these projects to increase awareness about speed and safety for all forms of transportation.
One key action we need to take is really redesign our roadways so they're not designed for speed. We join Families for Safe Streets and advocates across the country in asking for better speed management, better roadway design. We ask for better enforcement on speed limits. Without speed management, we are not going to get to Vision Zero. And without speed management, we're going to need to continue to hold World Day of Remembrance events going forward.
About 3 years ago, I was biking home one night when a distracted driver turned left into me in an intersection and caused me to sustain a subdural hematoma, which is a brain bleed. I would say that the most difficult thing overall, though, from this experience is really I lost the person that I was the night of the crash, and so that's been a really difficult and heartbreaking part of this whole process is realizing that you lost the person that you were. But I would say I'm one of the lucky ones out of the people that I know. A lot of people have lost their jobs, lost their ability to walk, live on their own, lost their marriages, their kids, their friends who were in the car with them. And so I would say that I feel incredibly lucky to be in the place that I am right now and to be recovering. And I'll spend the rest of my life recovering from this, but I think every day how lucky I am that I made it out and that I'm okay.
Together, we remember, support, and act. Together, we demand action to address the heartbreaking costs of traffic crashes and the urgent need for change on our streets.